Green Organic Love, and I am coming out to the garden to share with you what has been growing on out here. I got on my sunglasses and my hat because it's been hot. I haven't really been out here, and if I do come out here, it's late nights and early mornings, only because the temperatures have been extremely hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick tour because it's already heated out here on what's happening. So I'll be right back. To start off, I'm going to try to do everything today in one tour. I'm going to try to make sure that I cover the good as well as the bad today. So welcome to this summer edition of what's going on in this yard. Start over here with the tomatoes. They took a turn. I believe it was Saturday. Yeah, we got in the 90s Saturday, so I want to just share with you what happened. The tomatoes are still holding on. I soaked it down that morning, but I just want to share with you what happens in the extreme heat. Whether you have them covered or not, this is what happens. So the tomatoes look like they're still doing okay, but I want to show you maybe on another plant what happens to the flowers. So as you can see, this particular plant is loaded, but if you can see right there, the flower, when the extreme heat, when it's hot, the flower right there gets too hot and it becomes brittle and it drops it. So can you see that? Okay, so this one hadn't set fruit at all because it was just too hot. I mean, yep, so this is what's happening when it's too hot. This tomato is hot, so it's like it's not even growing. It's like it's just frozen in time. There was many blooms on here, and they just dropped. And you can see there's one here still, and it's just burnt. These came after the heat, but if the temperatures continue to rise, they're gonna do the same thing that this is doing here. So it's just too hot. And yeah, so this one is my chocolate sprinkle tomato, and it's got blooms coming on it, which I'm extremely excited about, but will they make it? This seems to be okay here. I'm not sure if this is just a great spot here, and the where it's located, it just seemed to be shaded, but it didn't seem to be affected. So I'm happy about that, because that means that with all my hard work and with all my coming out here every morning and watering everything, that I will still have a bit of a harvest out of it. And that's just really how it works. There's no guarantee if you plant the seed that it'll produce anything for you. But we just keep nurturing them and maintaining them. So this plant seems to be doing good, but tomorrow could be different. So this is doing okay. These are some black-eyed peas that I planted. I was experimenting, and I wanted to see if they would grow. It was a package that I got from the grocery store, so I wanted to see if they would grow, and it looks like they are doing very good. And I stuck a piece of a green onion in there, and it seems to be doing okay too. Now I think it's because of where this tomato plant is, but it's doing good. It hasn't set fruit on it yet. I think that there may have been some, oh, that smells good, heat. The soil is still really dry, but even though I drenched it down I'm watering them every other day, so just to save on my water bill a bit. but that soil is really dry, but I won't water it today. I'll have to water that tomorrow. So and we talked about this one, let me come over here. I want to talk about what's growing on over here. I put some green beans over here a couple of days ago, and there is some ginger that I stuck in this ground a while ago. I forgot it was here, but it's also in there, and it has also came up, but I can tell that it has also too been affected by the heat. But the green beans seem to be doing okay. This is a cucumber. Let me see, let me make sure. What is that? I don't think that's what that says that is. Yeah, that's not that. But anyway, in here is my Hopi sunflowers, and it took forever for them to come up, but they are up. And I put some green beans in here as well. I actually need to go ahead and get this. I think these are ready, so I'm gonna take these off. I noticed that there was I'm gonna harvest these. Ooh, they smell good. So let's move along over here. My sunflower is right there. It got too hot. I'm gonna tie it back and see how it does. It seems like the things that are over here are growing at a very, very slow rate. And I know it has a lot to do with the heat stunning everything's growth. But like I said, late nights and early mornings, I'm out here. I might even do it tonight, but I'm not sure. Maybe. And this is my beautiful sunflower that is coming. There's another one coming. There's one back there coming. And I'm not sure what kind of corn this is, but it didn't grow very tall. And look what's happening. I'm not sure what to make of that. But that's corn back there. I'm not sure what's going on right there, but I'm gonna keep you posted to see what continues to grow on with it. There's also some more over there. They have not gotten very tall. Really odd, really odd. I think it was regular corn, but I'm gonna have to go revisit that packet just to see what the brand is. But I see another sunflower coming back there. These ones aren't getting as tall. Look at how short these are compared to that one. It's so tall, it's leaning. So, yep, some stuff happened, or I should say didn't happen, with my corn that I planted over here from seedling. It's still hanging on, but barely. So I'm gonna dredge this down tonight and see what happens. But this is barely, you can see this corn that I grew from seed right there is barely hanging on. I don't know what's happening. But over here, there's gonna be a new tree that's going to be planted. One right there, I'm gonna clear that area, and one right here, I'm gonna clean this area as well. So these trees over here seem to be doing well. I just soaked them down. That's the apricot tree. Let me see, because it's full of leaves, but I haven't seen any fruit on it. Yeah, no, there's no fruit on it. That's a pear tree, and this is the apricot tree. And my nectarine tree just don't seem to be doing nothing, and the nectarines that are on it, they look burnt up. So no nectarines this year, you guys. And I'm gonna show you what the heat wave did in just one night to my plants. And I'm not discouraged. I was a little bit, but not right now so much. Because I know this is what you have to deal with, and I'm not the only one. I've been talking to other people. I'm not the only one. So I want to share with you guys my sign that I got. I'm so excited about it. But in these two pots, I put some little baby potatoes in there, because I've been seeing everybody harvesting potatoes. So I said, let me stick some potatoes in a pot and see what happens. And this is happening within, what, about a week? So that's one of the things that you're gonna see me doing too. The tomatoes, if I get tomatoes, that's beautiful, awesome, wonderful. But if I don't get tomatoes, that's going to be beautiful, awesome, and amazing too. But what I am going to focus on, what I decided to focus on, I need to fill that up with water. But what I decided to focus on, what is growing, and nurture that. And so the disappointment is coming and leaving. I'm not staying there. Oh my goodness, I couldn't grow that. No, it's too hot. So it didn't last. And I need to move on and nurture something that is growing okay. So I don't think I'm ready to share what happened with this lime tree yet, but I am gonna move it out of the way. And okay. This was a grapevine gone wrong. Right there and right there. These plants seem to be doing good because they're heat-resistant succulents, but I do notice that some of them in here may be a little bit in distress. But this looks okay. That looks okay. So let's see what happened in here to my my basil. Can y'all see that? Beautiful basil last week, and today not so much today. So this was the lettuce that I planted in here, is still holding on. Everything that was down here just kind of ain't holding on. So we're gonna come out of here, and I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm in zone 9B in California. I'm in the valley, and in the summertime, you gotta be so very selective on what you plan on eating and growing, because it might not happen. Those are my trees. I am going to be getting them out of the pot, and I'm going to be planting them so that they'll I won't waste my money. That's like $60 worth of avocado tree right there. They were like 30 bucks each. So I'm going to be getting them out of the pot and giving them some fertilizer and a lot of water. Let me see. This seems to be growing well. I believe that's lavender. I believe that's what that is. And it seems to be doing really, really good right there, because I had it in another pot and it just didn't do anything. Well, I'll show you. I'll compare the two. Let's come down here. I want to show you what's going on with my right there. These are regular sweet potatoes, whatever that means, and these are purple sweet potatoes, and they are doing very nicely. They are doing really well. So like I said, I'm gonna nurture what is growing and what's not struggling. I'll give that a little bit of attention, but if it seems that, you know, it's just too hot for them to survive, it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna dwell on. These are the trees down here. I've been checking on their roots with that peekaboo system. They are in shade, so they're doing okay. My Russian kale is not making it. The bugs, the worms, the butterflies, the caterpillars got to it and devoured it. So I'm gonna leave them there. I'm gonna continue to water them a little bit and see how they do. This is the other lavender that I planted, and I planted this weeks ago, and it's just barely making it compared to the other one I planted a couple of weeks ago. And I had planted some sage in here too, and it just looks like they might need some sun, but I'm not sure. I got lots and lots of eggplant coming. There's lots of blooms on here. They don't seem to be affected by this heat too much. There's a lot coming on here, and even if you look inside of here, I had stuck some celery, and it seems to even be have been affected by the heat. eggplant coming along pretty nicely in there. These weren't doing so hot, and I think it was because they weren't getting enough sun. So what I did was, because this lime tree had grown out so much, so I cut it back, and I'm pretty excited about the fact that I cut it back. But I probably could have had some additional trees out of that, but it got too hot out here, and I have asthma and allergies, so I had to go in, and I'm okay with that. This is another eggplant which was pretty affected by the heat. I just got these a couple months ago, so I don't expect much out of them. But these eggplants, these three right here, these were from last year, and they have survived from last year in these pots to this year, and they're actually doing very good. These two down here, like I said, there's 1, 2, and 3 over there. They're doing okay. They seem to be thriving okay through this heat. These are the watermelon that I planted from Seed Crimson, and they seem to be doing okay. I'm gonna share with you some other watermelon that I got and how it may be doing as well. My beautiful collards got attacked, and that's the outcome going on with them. And I still have the shade cloth over them because they cannot take the heat at all. I'll show you what the heat is doing to everything. Yep, this is what's going on via the heat attack. And the corn that I have going on over there is still coming, but it's coming very slowly. The ground is very dry. I mulched over there pretty heavily. Still not sure what I will plant over there, if anything. This strawberry had grown out quite a bit, but the heat came through, and I had to clean it up by taking most of the leaves off of it that has scorched. So that's what happened in the heat. 2 days. First day was Saturday of last week, and it was just in like 97, and it just took most of the plants out. Next day came along, and it wasn't as hot, but still the previous day had done enough damage. This is my cherry tomato, and I want to just share with you the same thing happened with these leaves, these tomatoes coming along. They just got scorched. But this plant is so resilient. I think it's because of its location. After the heat, I just soaked it. And look, I already have new cherry tomatoes are already coming along on it. So these guys are doing really good, which is really surprising. Very surprising that these are still holding on and hanging on. Because it's a brassica, and we all know that brassicas really don't do too good in the heat. But I don't know if you noticed this, but I mulched this. This is about 3 inches deep. I mulched it really good. I came in Friday before that heat, and I mulched this side and the other side over there with some mulch that I purchased from Walmart. And I believe that's probably why these are doing so well, but I'm not sure. Back here is the sunflowers that I still have coming along. They're doing very nicely. And these are the sunflowers also. They are growing very nicely. It was kind of touch and go with this nasturtium, and I put some radishes in here with them. It was pretty touch and go with them with the heat, but they seem to be doing okay. I just need to soak them down sometime tonight. So my kale, this kale is just awesome. I don't know what kind of kale this is, but curly kale, but I don't know what kind of. They seem to be standing up regardless on anything through the winter and the summer heat. So I mulched this down really good and planted some peppers that I purchased from the store, and the heat has not been kind to them. But we're gonna see what happens. Not sure what this is that's going on these tomatoes, but they also dropped their fruit because it was just too hot. So I'm going to soak them down again. I don't know what that is on the leaves. I might just pick them off. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. These are cucumbers that are back there, and they have blooms all over them. So I'm very, very happy about that. And if you look a little bit closer, you can see that there are male and female over there. And I did physically pollinate the female. So, yep, I did that. The heat took these out. I had some beautiful sweet potatoes, purple sweet potatoes in there, and the heat, they just couldn't take it. The heat just took them out. Now, oh goodness, I almost tripped. You can tell by the leaves that this peach tree is, it's struggling. But I'm gonna soak it down once again today. Not gonna fertilize. But there's more peaches on here than I realized. There's one right here. There's some over there. And there's some hanging on the other side of the fence. There's some there. So I'm really excited about that. This tree, struggling. Struggling. There's some green plums that I need to get off of here. I need to harvest those, and I will. This sweet potato also seems to be struggling. I put a pumpkin in there. Let me see where it is. I believe that's the pumpkin right there, but I don't know. But this dry, it's struggling. This is doing very nicely in the heat. I'm not sure, but let me show you. Let me show you. Do you see my zucchini? There's 3. So got 3 zucchini coming. There's some carrots coming in here. I planted some carrots, and they're coming in the shade underneath the zucchini plant, and they're actually doing good. Look at that. So this is a multi-planting thing. It's a little bit of an experiment for me. I've thrown in some, I think that's corn, and that fell out of a packet. I just threw it in this big pot. There are also some avocado seeds that I just threw in here, some celery that I just threw in here because I'm juicing. So I just throw that in there. Let's see. Let me be right back, and I'll come to the other side of the garden. And then I want to share the new addition. So I'll be right back. Hang in there with me, y'all. Guys, the new addition, I want to share with you what happened to the strawberries in the heat. So they are just barely hanging on. I'm going to water them down tonight. But the pineapple seems to still be doing good. I have 2 of them that have roots on them. But the strawberries, they ain't doing it. They're not making it. So let's come over here. And here is the new tree to our house. So it's a white peach. And I wanted to get that, and I didn't want to have to wait for some roots to take shape on somebody sending me a cutting. So I went ahead and made that purchase. I found a nursery here in my city, and I'm gonna take you guys there one day. I found a master gardener in there, and that I talked to, and he told me exactly how to plant this tree and how to care for it. So I'm hoping one day we'll get a chance to talk to him. I'll have him on the show, but we'll see. Here is, see, a location is everything, and I just still haven't been able to figure it out yet. But these are also purple sweet potatoes. They are doing well. They are doing very well. And I put a eggplant over here with it. It's doing really good. This tree is my tangerine tree, and it seemed to have dropped most of its fruit. It seemed to have, and that's just, I don't know why it happened. I don't know if it was the heat. The leaves, I don't know if you go back a couple of videos, you will see that my leaves on this tree was yellowing, and I was trying to, make sure that I put enough fertilizer on it, but the leaves seem to be green again, and it doesn't seem to be struggling, but it did drop most of its fruit, and that happened last year as well. So I'm gonna figure it out, and hopefully we will have some fruit coming from this tree one year, because it's not that it should not have had any fruit. It had a lot of blooms on it. The bees were all over it, but most of it dropped. So and figuring that out, there's one right next to it that's full. It's full. Um this is the sour orange tree. There is, it's fully loaded, and it would, we don't like them, so it's fully loaded. I'm not sure what is going on, but I had this. Remember, this was the bed of peppers that I had going on over here last year, and I was collecting peppers right and left off of this, and nothing this week. So nothing this season, this summer season, have I collected. They look like they're struggling. I know that one back there is dead. This one seems to be doing okay. There was a couple of blooms on it, but it's slow. I'm not sure. Are you guys going through that? Slow. It's very slow. I amended the soil and I planted lemon balm. I usually never have problems with peppermint coming out of it, but I did put an eggplant right there. It seems to still be holding on. Like I said, I'm going to drench this down tonight. And my pomegranate tree still seems to be doing okay. The pomegranate is right there. There's only 2 of them on here. There's one there, and there's one right there, if you can see it. This bed, struggling. Those over there, struggling. I'm about to move. I think this is where my white peach tree is going to be going. I'm going to be moving this raspberry blueberries out of the way. I'm not ready for them. I'm going to try to see if I can save that one right there by repotting it. I'm going to do that sometime tonight, put in the trees. So, and I think that, you know what? I don't think the white peach tree is going to go over here. I think because this area is big enough to accept 2 trees. There was 2 trees there when I moved there that I had cut down. So I'm going to put both of the avocado trees right here. One right there and one just right there. Just let them grow up together. So that's gonna do it, you guys, for, oh, wait, let me see. Right here is going to be some growing going on, but that is something to come. I will have to share with you guys what's gonna be growing on in this area, but this is the start of a surprise that I have coming to the garden. So that is gonna do it for now. I've given you guys a tour of the entire backyard in one setting because I could do that this time. So I just want to say to everyone, it's hot. Don't be so tough on yourself with your garden. Everybody, have an amazing day. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, just understand that we are here. And if you'd like to grow with me on this journey or walk with me in my garden, subscribe, hit the that notification bell that gives you all of my notifications, and that way you won't miss one single upload of what's happening over here. Feel free to drop some comments in the comment section and let me know what's going on in your yard, or what you think I could do, the more experienced gardener, to help me with this heat, because the heat is in and it's real. So grow with love, everybody. Have an amazing day.